Hey, 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 what's up, what's up? Welcome, race fans. This is race day. We are here at the track, and as you can see, it is packed out here. And there's my man, Tori. Haha, future team partner, eventually, maybe, possibly. Anyways, Giovanni and I have both finished our two practice sessions, and we are getting ready to mount our new tires on, and then we're gonna be getting ready for qualifying after the drivers meeting. So I will keep y'all updated as to how things go. So far we're putting down pretty decent lap times, and we're kind of doing a few little tweaks here and there, race day tweaks, but yeah, looking forward to getting qualifying done. Practicing looks pretty good so far, and so we will keep you up to date. Thank you, take care, bye-bye. I was pretty happy on the way I was driving on the pre-final here, putting down some pretty good lap times consistently, and I was doing pretty good and keeping up with the top two drivers. But on this corner coming up, I ended up braking too late, carrying too much corner. Back end came around and I lost momentum. So the number 4 guy, had to give up that position to Kalen Brown. He's a local racer. At the end of the day, I mean, I was able to get position 3 back again, but was unable to hold it. At the end of the day, it was just experience that won the day, because he's a lot more experienced. He's a local driver, a very good racer, and so I couldn't hold it. In fact, that's pretty much the top 3 guys there. Experience. But I will say this much: when you look at my lap times for this pre-final, I was consistently fast. In fact, I was consistently faster than putting down faster lap times than the number 2 guy and a couple of the guys in front of me. Several times I had to let off the gas to, because I kept catching them in certain areas but I was not nearly aggressive enough. I could have definitely been more aggressive had I had more experience and taken advantage of some passing opportunities. Coming down the straightaway, though, I had a couple of looks, but I just didn't have the top end speed to be able to carry any speed. One of the times that I was able to get up around number 72 here, Kalen, was because I was able to carry some momentum going down the straightaway, and I was able to take the inside lane on the big turn here. So I was able to get that number 3 position back, but yeah, I lost it a couple of laps later, just because, like I said, he took advantage of an opportunity and was more aggressive. But all in all, it was a blast. I had fun, a lot of fun, and I actually did better than what I expected to and anticipated. And you'll notice here that I was kind of creeping up, and I was able to get up beside him and go inside and take the inside lane, and we kind of were doubling up there, but I was able to hold my line due to the traction that the kart was putting down. So it really felt good. The traction on the track, the way it was handling, it was just really hooked up today, and I was very impressed with how the kart was handling. And so I was able to get this number 3 position back, and I held that for a couple of laps. And again, a couple times I tried to come up on number 2 guy and attempted to get him down the straightaway, but as soon as I would get out next to him, I'd hit my rev limiter, and I just wasn't able to pull on him. But because of the way the kart was handling and the traction that I was able to experience in going in the corners, there were some opportunities that I know that if I had been a bit more aggressive, I could have overtaken him, because I was consistently putting down faster lap times. And you'll notice in the screenshot that I post up after this video, I actually had the fastest lap time of the pre-final race. Yeah, the pre-final was actually working pretty good for me. The track temperatures, I mean, just the setup of the kart, everything was it was really hooking up. I was putting down some pretty decent lines, and I was just keeping up with the top 2 guys, as you can see. Coming up here after the large curve, when we hit the curve a little, going back around to the left, this is where I end up losing my my number 3 position again to Kalen. He obviously has the traction to be able to take that corner inside, and I felt like I too had that same traction and ability, but like I said, I wasn't nearly aggressive enough, because there were plenty of opportunities where I noticed the guys in front of me were taking that corner a little bit wide, and I had more than enough traction to cut it on the inside. But again, like I said, experience wins the day at the end of the day, because he definitely had the kart, the traction, the handling to do it. He had the momentum going in, and you can see here he uses that again to take the number 2 position away. And I could have, I think, probably done the same because my kart was handling so good. But again, I was able to catch up with them again, because after I lost that number 2 position or number 3 position, I kind of let off the gas, lost a little bit of momentum, and fell a little bit far behind. But I was able to catch them again. So again, I finished the race in 4th position. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I was very happy and content with the position that I got. The guys in front of me are experienced racers. They've been doing this for years. So, I lost to more experienced drivers, and so there's nothing wrong with that. This being my first race out. All right, here we are at North Florida Karting Club. racetrack on 103rd Street in Jacksonville, Florida. We have a spectator here. His name's Tori Washington. Tori Washington, we see here that you are kind of hanging out in the pit lane of the future Space Goat, possibly Space Goat Racing Team, SRT. So how do you think Mr. Frankie Aponte did on his very first official race, go-kart race today?
Very first time out, I think he's doing pretty good. Next race for the finals, he is probably going to make some enemies because he's trying to get on the podium. We're already looking for sponsors. Right now we're sponsored by Tap Water. But yeah, we look forward to coming out here again and first, second, or third every time after today.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Mr. Washington. What's up, people? All right, so the first round of pre-final racing is almost done. Giovanni is yet to start his race. He is up next. I didn't see what I think he qualified in like fifth or sixth position. We kind of messed up on the rear sprocket for him. So hopefully this qualifying he didn't do as good, but hopefully this one he will do good and qualify in the top 5 for the final race. Me, on the other hand, I am all stoked, man. I am so happy. This has been awesome. I qualified in 3rd, so I started my pre-final in 3rd position. I jostled back and forth with the guy in 4th position. He's obviously more experienced, more aggressive than me. But I was kind of, I'm definitely not running that aggressive on my first race out. But I finished in 4th place. I lost 1 position, which I am completely stoked about. It was awesome. It was fun. But on the bright side, I actually put down the fastest lap of the field on that pre-final. So I am so stoked. There is room for me to move up. I've been watching the guy in number 3, or the guy that was actually starting in number 2. He's now starting in number 3. He's ahead of me, and because I'm not running that aggressive, I didn't pass him. I've had opportunities to pass him, but I haven't taken them because I haven't been that aggressive. In the final race, I'm definitely going to be a bit more aggressive. The kart is handling awesome. It's hooking up. It's running great. The handling is awesome. I'm able to take those corners, so that's why I had plenty of opportunity to pass him that I know I could have seen opportunity to pass him, but wasn't running that aggressive on my first race out. But you can guarantee that the next race out, I'm going to be running a little bit more aggressive. I'm going to be shooting for that podium finish, bro. Top number 3. So we'll see. But it's pretty awesome, man. I put the actual fastest lap. I can't believe I put the fastest lap down of the field. But finished in 4th place. And I'll be starting in 4th place for the final race, so we'll see how it goes. And Gio's getting ready to do his pre-final race here, so I'm going to go check on him, make sure he's good to go, and we're going to root him on. So here we are on our final race. I started the GoPro late because I forgot to actually start it when we started the race, and I was able to start it, I think after a couple laps, I remembered. But you'll notice that I started in 4th place and 4th position, but right off the bat, when we started and hit this start-stop line, going into this corner, the very first corner of the race, it was mayhem. Everybody jostling for position. I definitely did not expect that. And I immediately lost 3 positions. I fell back from 4th place to 7th place, and that's pretty much where I stayed for the majority of the race. At some point, the number 1 or number 2 driver way up front actually broke down or something, so he was out of the race. So then that moved me up into position 6. And as you can see, number 53 here again, I'm behind him once again, and that's pretty much where I stayed for the remainder of the race until I was able to get an opportunity to pass him later on, and we'll cut to that video here shortly. So there's something I want to point out here, and this just comes with an experience. I was able to take this corner, obviously, took a little bit better line. I was able to gain some momentum here. on the number 53. This is when he realized I was behind him, or somebody was behind him. So I'm familiar with the little taps on the helmet to like bump me, let's keep going. But when he bumped me and said, let's go around, I'm not exactly sure what he was meaning by that. And personally, I'm not comfortable with riding somebody's tail all the way through a corner like that. And maybe that's what he was referring to, is like, you know, stay on me to push me around the corner, you know, as far as drafting around the corner. But I wasn't comfortable with that. And I guess that's just due to my inexperience. I'm not sure exactly if that's what he was referring to. You know, if you're more experienced kart racer and you are watching this video, do me a favor, comment down below as to, you know, what you can do as far as drafting. I mean, this big corner like this, is it safe? Is it good to draft and bump somebody or stay on their tail right through the whole corner or not? I would like to know, kind of, you know, keep that in the back of my mind going forward for future, because it's all about learning and gaining more experience, and who better to get experience from than, you know, more experienced racers. Now here's where I went on the inside of him. I took the inside line here, and we were kind of going side by side. I will say this, he was not happy that I took that line and that I passed him. Apparently which I didn't realize, but apparently he says that I forced him off the side, and he was extremely heated at the end of the race because of that. I personally feel like, I mean, number one, I obviously didn't force him to the side, but I did feel like I had the inside lane, and I was able to take advantage of it, and I had the momentum going into that, you know, this straight. So I took advantage of it. Now I will say this, that I may have gone a little bit wide, and that's partly, you know, I mean, chalk it up to inexperience and just being my first kart race. Maybe I should have taken that line a little bit tighter to allow him to come up next to me. But you know, he was also saying that he wasn't, you know, willing to give up the position, and I feel like I had the inside lane. When I look back at the video, I didn't realize, number one, in the heat of the moment when you're actually racing, you're focusing not on your left and right, especially coming out of a corner like that. You're focusing on, you know, what's in front of you. So I really didn't notice that he was there. By the time I came through the corner, I thought I had already cleared him, but apparently I hadn't. So you know, I did try to apologize to the guy after the race, but he wasn't listening to anything I had to say, because he was pretty pissed off. But you know, next time I will keep that in mind, and I'll try and race it a little bit cleaner. I don't feel like that was a dirty move on my part. You know, but I will try and clean it up a little bit. That's going to come with experience as well. And again, you know, I'm new to this. I'm wanting to get feedback from more experienced racers, and what's acceptable. What should I have done? Could I have done anything better there? I mean, I obviously realized I probably could have taken that line a little bit tighter. I did have the traction to it, but like I said, going through the corner, I thought I had cleared him, and so I took my typical line and went out wide. You know, but had it been me on the outside corner, I would have let off and, you know, and given up the position to the person with the inside track, and allowed him to take his line. But apparently he didn't want to give it up, and so unfortunately he was forced to the outside. And from what I understand, he also lost 2 positions because of that move. I guess he got off to the side, and there was somebody that took advantage. The guy behind me took advantage of that, and so he ended up losing 2 positions. And you'll kind of notice here, I'm gonna let the video roll. You'll notice here at the end of it, he made a comment when we were getting out of the carts here, and I really didn't know what he was talking about at first until I kind of went back later on and reviewed the video or whatnot. But
I mean, being pushed out, I didn't appreciate that. I haven't had a chance, I'll do the same.
all right. That is a wrap of my first race day. I'll tell you what, I expected it to be fun, and it did not disappoint. It was a blast. I actually did better than what I expected. I mean, of course, I'm competitive, so I come out here to race and to win. But realistically, expectations, you know, I didn't know what to expect when you actually get out here and race with a bunch of other people. So I did good. I ended up qualifying in 3rd place. So my pre-final race, I started in 3rd. I lost one position. Finished that race in position 4th. So I started my final in 4th. And then in the final race, it got crazy in the first lap actually. First 2 laps. I immediately lost 2 positions. Went from 4th to back to 6th position. Got passed immediately because it was crazy. Everybody gets really aggressive on that first lap, man. I tell you what, especially that first corner. Holy crap! I think we were like 3 wide going into that first corner on the first, right at the green flag. So yeah, everybody gets aggressive and goes for the tries. I guess they try and make up as many positions as possible right out the get-go. So that I wasn't expecting. I'll be a little bit more prepared for it next time. We'll see whether or not I could have prevented it. It's a different story. I don't know. But either way, so I ended up losing 2 positions right off the get-go. So I got shuffled back to 6th, but I was able to hold that position and stay close to the guy in front of me. And later in the race, I was able to overtake him on a corner, and then I finished my final in 5th place. But all in all, I'm very pleased with the kart, very happy with it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, in my class and my races, it was really dialed in for me and for my driving style. We didn't have as much success with Gio. Gio kind of was, he qualified towards the rear of the pack. And that's pretty much where he finished. I think he finished 7th or 8th. Actually, the final, because we ended up having to switch a sprocket for him, because he just, with my setup, and that's the hardest part, trying to get 2 different drivers, 2 different classes using the same kart. It's kind of hard. So yeah, while I got it tuned in and everything, for me it was great. For him, he wasn't really able to get too competitive. The last race, he was a little bit more competitive. He had a little bit more speed. We switched out the rear sprocket for a bit smaller, for 1 tooth down. So he was able to get a little bit of speed, but he couldn't even keep up with the fast guys up in the lead pack. I think he finished 8th. Maybe not. I got to check the thing, because on the very last lap, he ended up the chain ended up coming loose. So there's a couple things I have to tweak if he wants to continue to run. But that's pretty much going to be up to him. He's very competitive, and so it's, you know, it can be a little frustrating. We're both competitive, so it can be a little frustrating not being able to really dial the kart in for, you know, for him specifically. You know, it's really hard to get a single kart dialed in for 2 different drivers, 2 different classes. But I told him out the get-go, you know, it's my kart. You know, I'm out here racing, and I'm going to get it dialed in and set up for me and my driving. If you want to run it and try and see how you can do with it, then by all means, he's welcome to. And so that's kind of where we figured out, and we learned a few things as far as that goes on this first race day. But it was amazing. It was fun. We had a blast, and I'm so stoked I was able to come in top 5. You know, on the very first competitive race. So, and I did on my pre-final. I finished 4th place, but I actually put down the fastest lap time of I had the fast lap of the field. I mean, that's bragging rights, I guess. You don't get medals for having fast lap, but yeah, it was pretty. It's still pretty cool now. If I can only do that consistently, and that's where experience comes in, and that's where seat time comes in. So, as far as the kart goes, I think we got the kart dialed in. The kart was running and handling great, you know, and I got no complaints with the kart. I was very competitive, even when my skill. The kart did everything. The kart showed up today, no doubt about it. I'm very, very happy with this kart. and yeah, so if I can get faster, it's definitely going to be me. You know, seat time, practice, and being able to get those fast times. And really, my times are really competitive with the top 3 guys. You know, so it's more experience now in the racing when you're jostling for position, when you're looking for places to overtake and pass, and that's where you got to find. Because I was actually faster than the guys, especially in the pre-final. I was actually faster than the guy in front of me as I'm coming down, and I just kept having to hold up and let up for him, and I wasn't being aggressive on my pre-final to where there were plenty of passing opportunities that I could have you know, passed him if I was a little bit more aggressive and, you know, and looking for that. But I was content with 4th place, or actually at the time I was in third place, I think, or 4th place, but I was content. I was like, hey, you know, I just want to hold my position, you know, because I really wasn't expecting to do any better. And in fact, I was in 4th place. I mean, I was excited and content with that. So yeah, so I was a little bit more aggressive. He was actually the person in the final that I had to pass. And you'll see the videos, you know, that I'm going to post of my final race. So, anyways, but it's again, it was a blast today. Learned a lot. Still continuing to learn more and more. Experience is key when it comes to racing and being competitive. So, but I'm extremely stoked, extremely happy with how I did today. With today being my very first competitive kart race. So, it was a blast. I hope y'all enjoy the videos that I posted for today's race, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.